Hello, folks. This is movie Metal Rock McDonald here, aka Jarrett, and I'd like to share something of the writer of Raging Bull, who he worked with many Martin Scorsese movies. Hold on, I got to sneeze. Sorry about that. Um, he said he disagrees with Martin Scorsese's comments about MCU movies not being cinema. I don't know why Martin Scorsese specifically targeted the MCU. Why, by his logic, superhero movies are not cinema. Period. What about the DCU? They're not cinema. Why MCU? Probably because they're the most popular so far. Um, and Paul Schrader, I think that's his name. I'm sorry I butchered his last name. He said in an interview, he said that, um, he said movies haven't changed. It's the audience. Something along those lines. He said the audience has changed, and he's right. Um, audiences today do not want a lot of audiences today do not want serious movies no more, serious dramas, and I think Martin Scorsese is jealous, and pretty much jealous. He's jealous that these MCU movies are doing well in the box office. And despite what people want to say, Shang-Chi is not a flop. Yes, it has, yes, from what I've been hearing, it has the lowest opening, but it still is not a flop. Okay, it's making money in the box office. I think on a Labor Day weekend, it made like $90 million. And right now, domestically, it's making $100 million. So it's doing, so Shang-Chi is doing pretty well for a D-list character. Now, is it making Avengers money? No. Okay, just because a movie is not making Avengers money does not mean it's an automatically flop. Okay, but I'm going on a tangent. Yeah, Martin Scorsese actually just believes that he's jealous that his movies are not, that more people are rather see MCU movies instead of his movies. And this Paul Schrader guy, he's right. Like, the audience changed, and when that comes to any decade of movies, the audience changed. Um, why do you think there's not very many westerns that go in the theaters? You still have a few, like the True Grit remake. Um, what's the other one? Free to Yuma, Django Unchained, and all them. And you just gotta get a few that do make it in theaters, but these westerns, for example, why do you think they don't make very many westerns no more? It's because people lost interest in it. And same thing with crime dramas. That's what Martin Scorsese mostly does. If you look at his filmography, it's mostly gangster movies. There isn't very why isn't there very many um, gangster movies nowadays, like mobster movies nowadays? It's because mobster movies are not a big box office draw anymore. What's the biggest box office draw right now? Superhero movies. Those are the biggest box office draws nowadays. Is superhero movies and remakes and horror remakes, by the way, or just remakes in general. Because Candyman, I think, did well in the box office, and Halloween 2018 did well. So there's that. Okay, and saying the MC movies are not cinema is pretty ignorant though. You can think they're just dumb popcorn movies, but at the end of the day, they're still cinema, okay? And these film snobs need to realize that popcorn films do have their place in movies, okay? So does serious dramas, and so does art house movies. They have their place, and popcorn movies are no different. And the MC movie, pretty much every single one of them, are popcorn movies. That's what they are. They're popcorn movies. And I don't know get Martin Scorsese's comments saying, "Oh, they're not cinema. They're the theme park rides." I'm like, yeah, because people go see these movies for fun. Okay, these movies are fun to watch. A lot of them are. Now I'm gonna bring up Chung-Chi. Now what's my thoughts on Chung-Chi? I liked it for what it was. It wasn't the horror. It wasn't the worst MC movie I've seen. I'll say Iron Man 3, and it's probably my least favorite MC movie so far. But it wasn't a horrible movie, Chung-Chi. And like Paul Schrader says, the audience changed. Yes, because people's interest in movies have. Because superhero movies are the new trend nowadays. What's the most one is the most anticipated movies of 2022? It doesn't make that is the Batman. That's not an MCU movie, but people are anticipating that movie. And I'm gonna end right here. And people who agree, if you agreed with, people say, yeah, Martin Scorsese MCU movies are not cinema. Okay, well, yes, Martin Scorsese has an opinion, but I believe he's wrong. Okay, there's nothing wrong with popcorn movies. Okay, there's nothing. So you mean to tell me that the Rambo movies, Rambo 2 is not real cinema because it's a popcorn flick? Because it's shut your brain off entertainment. And that's what a lot of the MC movies are, is shut your brain off movies. I'm like, yeah, the MC movies are escapism. That's what they are. They're escapism. And people who agreed with Martin Scorsese, I was just saying this, they just agreed with him just because he's Martin Scorsese. Let's be real. If Michael Bay said MC movies are not cinema, well, he did make a comment a long time ago saying he would never make an MC movie. But if he just flat out said they're not cinema, movie fans and these film snobs, and people, not just film snobs, it's just people in general, would probably give him the middle finger. Said, F you, Michael Bay, you don't know what you're talking about. But I said, it's Martin Scorsese. He's right because in their eyes, Martin Scorsese is is like the director of all directors. Yeah, people have their opinions, and people have the right to their opinion. So it's okay. Martin Scorsese, he's right to his opinion. He's right to his opinion, but I don't have to agree with him, and I do agree with this Paul Schrader guy, if I pronounce his name right. Yeah, that when it comes to cinema, the audience changed, okay? And some people need to realize that. And that's all I got to say. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to rate and subscribe. And see you guys later. Bye.